Let me tell you something. There comes a moment in every life, a season in every soul, where you come to the end of yourself. You've prayed all the prayers you know how to pray. You've made every call, sent every text, knocked on every door, cried every tear, and tried every way you can think of. And still the mountain hasn't moved, the situation hasn't shifted, the burden hasn't lifted. And it's in that moment when your strength starts to leak out of your spirit and your knees feel weak beneath the weight that heaven leans in and whispers, asterisk, let me handle it. Asterisk, see, we're taught to fight, we're trained to hustle, we're told that if we just push a little harder, try a little longer, believe a little louder, we can break through. And don't get me wrong, there's power in perseverance. But there's also a danger in pride, the kind that convinces you that you are the solution to your own struggle. That if you don't do it, it won't get done. That if you don't fix it, it can't be fixed. That if you don't hold it all together, it'll fall apart. But can I tell you this, you were never meant to carry that load. You were never designed to fix everything and everyone. You are not God. You are not the answer. You are the vessel. And vessels don't create the flow. They just carry it. Some of you are breaking under pressure because you're trying to play a part you were never cast for. You're trying to be the source, the savior, the healer, the provider, but all God ever asked you to be was asterisk available. Asterisk when you've done all you can, and I mean asterisk all asterisk, that's when surrender becomes sacred. That's when your hands lifted in frustration turn into hands lifted in faith. That's when the tears that used to mean asterisk, I'm overwhelmed, asterisk start meaning asterisk, I trust you anyway, asterisk God isn't offended by your exhaustion. He's not disappointed in your weariness. In fact, sometimes he waits for you to run out of options so he can show you he asterisk was asterisk the only option. There's something powerful about letting go. I don't mean giving up, I mean giving asterisk in. Asterisk not to the circumstance, but to the sovereignty of God. Because when you let go, you stop wrestling with what you were never equipped to control. And some of y'all are so tired, not because the thing is too big, but because you've tried to shrink it down into your limited understanding. You've tried to reason it, explain it, strategize it, and solve it. But there are problems that don't need your plan, they need your praise. God doesn't respond to panic, He responds to faith. And faith is loudest when it whispers, asterisk, even if I don't understand it, I trust you with it. Asterisk, letting God handle it means I can sleep while the storm still rages. It means I can worship while the answer is still delayed. It means I don't have to see the way because I know asterisk the way. Asterisk, oh, you might have to walk through the fire, but you don't have to feel the flames. You might have to sit in the lion's den, but their mouths will be closed. You might have to stretch out your hand over a Red Sea, but you won't be the one who parts it. God said, asterisk, be still and know that I am God. Asterisk, He never told you to figure it out. He never asked you to have all the answers. He said, asterisk, come unto me, all who are weary and heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Asterisk, rest, not results. Rest, not control. Rest because He's still in control. Some of you are pacing the floor, losing sleep, stressing out, losing your peace, and God is saying, asterisk, I've got it, asterisk, but you won't let Him have it. You keep snatching it back with worry. You keep dragging it around with fear. You keep trying to put your fingerprints on something that only heaven can handle. And every time you grab it, God steps back. Every time you meddle, He waits, because God will not compete with your control. He'll wait for your release. He'll wait for your surrender. He'll wait for you to finally say, God, this is too big for me. I don't know what to do. I don't have the strength. I don't have the wisdom. I don't have the power, but I trust you. I trust you with my family. I trust you with my finances. I trust you with my health. I trust you with my future. I trust you with my enemies. I trust you with my past. I trust you with what I can't change and what I don't understand. Lord, I let go so you can take over. Asterisk, that's the moment it shifts. That's the moment heaven responds. That's the moment grace flows, doors open, and peace that passes all understanding floods your heart. Not when you fix it, but when you release it. Let God handle it. Now hear me on this. Just because it's chaotic doesn't mean God has left the building. Just because you can't trace Him doesn't mean He's not at work. Some of the greatest moves of God are hidden in seasons that look like disaster. We look at the mess and say, God, where are you? But God looks at the mess and says, that's where I do my best work. Chaos doesn't scare God. Confusion doesn't threaten Him. The storm that's got you pacing the floor, wringing your hands, wondering if this is the end, He saw it coming before it ever reached your door. And not only did He see it, He factored it into the plan. You may be shaken, but heaven is not nervous. God is not pacing with you. He's not calling a meeting with the angels trying to figure out how to save you. He's still seated on the throne, and when He sits, it means the matter is settled. We think God works best in order, in calm, in quiet, in clarity. But the truth is, the Bible is full of stories where God didn't show up asterisk after asterisk the chaos. He stepped asterisk into asterisk it. He showed up in the fire with the 3 Hebrew boys. He showed up in the belly of the fish with Jonah. He showed up on the battlefield with Gideon. He showed up in the prison with Paul and Silas. He didn't wait for things to be cleaned up. He came right into the middle of the mess. Why? Because chaos doesn't intimidate the Creator. The same God who formed the world didn't do it with tools. He spoke into darkness. The world was void, empty, no shape, no form, no light, just a black, swirling mass of nothingness. And into that void, God said, "Let there be." He didn't need raw materials. He didn't need blueprints. He just needed the darkness. That's where He does His deepest work, where nothing else can take the credit. And I came to tell somebody tonight, don't misinterpret the mess. Don't let the noise confuse you. Don't think because it's ugly that God's not in it. You might be standing in the middle of what looks like a breakdown, but God sees a breakthrough. You might think the storm is there to destroy you, but it's really there to develop you. He's building something in the chaos. He's shifting something in the storm. And while you're praying for peace, He's preparing power. The problem is we want control. We want to know what's next. We want it mapped out, color-coded, wrapped up in a bow with step-by-step instructions. But God doesn't work like that. He doesn't operate within our comfort zones. If you could understand it, it wouldn't be faith. If you could predict it, it wouldn't be God. The chaos forces you to lean not on your own understanding. It pushes you to trust in the Lord with asterisk, all asterisk your heart, because when everything around you is shaking, that's when you find out what's really solid. I know it's scary. I know it's unsettling. I know you're looking around asking, God, why is this happening? But instead of asking asterisk, why asterisk, maybe we need to ask, asterisk, what asterisk are you trying to show me? What are you building in me that couldn't be built in the calm? What are you setting me free from that I didn't even know was holding me? See, some of the stuff that's shaking loose in your life needed to fall off. Some of the people walking away needed to leave. Some of the doors that closed were God's protection, not punishment. There are things that only rise up in you when everything else falls apart. That's when your real faith is activated. Not the kind that shouts when the bills are paid and the diagnosis is clear, but the kind that still believes when the lights are off and the future looks foggy. That kind of faith doesn't come from sermons or songs. It comes from surviving the storm. God is not the author of confusion, but He's not afraid to let you walk through it. And sometimes He lets the storm rage around you so He can still the storm asterisk in asterisk you. Because real peace isn't about everything going right. It's about trusting the one who asterisk is asterisk right, even when nothing around you makes sense. Let me tell you something. You may feel like everything is falling apart, but what if it's actually falling into place? What if the chaos is not a sign of defeat, but a setup for deliverance? What if God is shifting the ground beneath you because He's moving you into something greater? Sometimes He has to stir the waters to get you out of the shallow place. Sometimes He has to break your routine to bless your destiny. So don't let the noise fool you. Don't let the chaos scare you. Don't you dare give up in the storm. God is still working, right there in the unknown, right there in the broken pieces. Right there in the middle of the night when nobody else sees the tears, He's right there putting purpose to your pain. God works in the chaos you can't control. You know, one of the greatest lies the enemy ever told is that letting go means you're weak. That if you take your hands off it, you've given up. That if you stop fighting, you've failed. But I came to set that lie on fire tonight. Because letting go isn't giving up, it's giving it over. And there is a big difference between quitting in defeat and releasing in faith. Some of us have been holding on so tight that our hands are bleeding. We've gripped that situation, that person, that dream, that outcome so hard that we can't even feel God trying to take it out of our hands. And the reason some of you feel exhausted is not because you're weak. It's because you're carrying something God never asked you to carry. You keep trying to manage what you were only supposed to surrender. You keep trying to control what you were supposed to cast. I know what it's like to want to fix it, to want to protect everyone, to try to keep it all from falling apart. But can I be real with you? There are battles that don't require your sword. They require your surrender. There are moments when the strongest thing you can do is say, asterisk, God, I trust you with this. Asterisk, not because it's easy, not because it makes sense, but because faith is not built on control. It's built on confidence. And I'm not talking about confidence in yourself. I'm talking about confidence in asterisk Him. Asterisk confidence in the one who sees the end from the beginning. Confidence in the one who never sleeps or slumbers. Confidence in the one who said, asterisk, cast your cares upon me because I care for you. Asterisk, letting go is not lazy. It's not careless, it's not passive, it's bold, it's powerful, it's warfare. See, the enemy wants you wrapped up in stress. He wants your mind tangled in worry. He wants you tossing and turning, wondering how it's all going to work out. But when you let go, you declare war on that fear. You tell the enemy, asterisk, I'm not going to die trying to figure this out. I'm going to live trusting that my God already has. Asterisk, some of you have been praying and then picking it back up. You laid it down on the altar, then snuck back in the night and dragged it off again. You say you trust God, but then you worry yourself into exhaustion trying to do His job. But let me remind you, God doesn't need your help. He needs your heart. He doesn't want your hustle. He wants your faith. Faith doesn't mean you stop moving. It means you stop meddling. It means you stop manipulating outcomes and start walking in obedience. You can't fully receive what God has for you with clenched fists. You've got to let go of your timeline. Let go of your need to know every detail. Let go of your obsession with making sure everything feels safe and familiar. God doesn't operate in your comfort zone. He calls you out onto the waters. He says, walk by faith, not by sight. And if you insist on keeping your hands on the wheel, He'll let you drive right into burnout, right into frustration, right into dead ends. But if you'll hand Him the keys, He'll take you places you couldn't even imagine. Letting go is how you get free. It's how you sleep again. It's how you breathe again. You weren't built to carry the weight of your whole world. That's why your back is breaking, your mind is racing, and your spirit is running dry. God is saying, give it to me. Stop holding what's hurting you. Stop managing what's draining you. Stop trying to fix what I've already finished. Maybe it's not the situation that's destroying your peace. Maybe it's your grip on it. You've been trying to hold it all together, but what if the miracle is in the letting go? What if the healing is in the release? What if the breakthrough comes after you stop trying to be God in your own life? I know it's hard. I know it feels like you're losing something. But what if you're not losing, you're making room? Room for grace, room for direction, room for rest, room for God to breathe into your situation with power that only He can bring. See, when you let go, you're not falling apart. You're falling into His hands. And there's no safer place you could be. He can carry it. He can carry you. That marriage, that child, that decision, that fear, it's not too much for Him. He's not asking you to fake it. He's not asking you to pretend like it doesn't hurt. He's just asking you to trust Him enough to let it go. Because you can't hold on to your plan and God's promise at the same time. Tonight, somebody's got to make a decision. Not an emotional one, a faith decision. To say, God, I release it. I trust you. I don't know how it's going to work out, but I know who's in control. So I let go, not because I'm done, but because I believe you've just begun. Letting go is not giving up, it's giving it over. Sometimes we find ourselves in a fight so fierce, so consuming, that it feels like we're standing in the middle of a battlefield with no backup and no strength left to swing. You're worn down, bruised, praying for relief, and in that moment, it's tempting to believe the lie that you're supposed to win the battle in your own strength. That if you're struggling, something's wrong with your faith. That if you feel overwhelmed, somehow you've failed. But can I tell you something that might just set you free? The battle is bigger than you because the victory doesn't belong to you. It belongs to God. See, there are some things you're walking through right now that were never meant for your shoulders. Some wars that aren't yours to fight, but His to win. And the reason it feels too heavy is because it is too heavy. But here's the good news. God never expected you to carry it. He just expected you to trust Him through it. So many of us have mistaken pressure for purpose. We think that just because it's hard, we have to handle it all ourselves. But just because God lets you face it doesn't mean He's asking you to fix it. What He's looking for is your faith. What He's asking for is your trust. Because when you understand the battle is not yours, your posture changes. You stop trying to fight with fear and start standing in faith. You stop panicking and start praising. You stop striving and start resting in the knowledge that the outcome doesn't rest on your performance. It rests on His promise. You're not standing in that storm because you're weak. You're standing there because God trusts you to trust Him. The enemy didn't pick this fight with you because you're fragile. He picked it because you're carrying something valuable. You're a threat. You're a target because you're on track. And the warfare in your life is not proof that God has abandoned you. It's proof that heaven has marked you. Let me be clear, the size of the fight does not determine the size of your failure. It reveals the size of your destiny. Some of you have been asking asterisk, why is it so hard right now? Why is the pressure so intense? Why does it feel like all hell broke loose at once? Asterisk and I came to tell you it's because you're closer to breakthrough than you've ever been. The attack intensifies before the anointing is revealed. The enemy throws his hardest punch when he knows you're about to step into something greater. He wants to wear you out before you walk into it, but don't confuse pressure with punishment. You're not being punished, you're being positioned. God is setting the stage for something bigger than you can imagine. And yes, it feels like a fight. Yes, it feels like everything is pressing against you, but that's when you stand still. That's when you hold your peace. That's when you remember the word that says, asterisk, the Lord will fight for you. You need only be still. Asterisk, you don't need to have all the answers. You don't need to swing harder, shout louder, or cry longer. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is stand your ground and say, asterisk of God, I trust you with this battle. I don't understand why I'm here, but I believe you're here with me. I'm not fighting for victory, I'm standing in it. Asterisk, because when God is fighting for you, the outcome is already settled. The enemy may attack, but he can't win. The storm may rage, but it won't sink you. The fire may burn, but it won't consume you. I know it feels like it's all up to you, like if you don't figure it out, it's going to fall apart. But can I remind you who your God is? He's the one who parted the sea with a word. He's the one who shut the mouths of lions without lifting a sword. He's the one who made walls fall with a shout. If he did it before, he'll do it again. He's still the same God, and he's still undefeated. You've cried long enough, you've carried it long enough, you've wrestled long enough, now it's time to put it in God's hands. The battle is bigger than you because it was never asterisk about asterisk you. It was about what God wanted to show asterisk through asterisk you. He's using the pressure to reveal his power. He's using the storm to show off his strength. He's using the fight to prove that the victory doesn't come from what's around you, but from who's within you. So lift your head, dry your tears, square your shoulders, and walk like the warrior you are. Not because you're undefeated, but because your God is. You don't have to win this in your strength. You just have to stay in position. You just have to show up in faith. You just have to believe that if God brought you to it, He will bring you through it. The battle belongs to the Lord. Let God handle it.